Hey y'all, it's your girl Feline. Welcome back to the Lion's Den. You are now tuned into episode 3 of the Fee Feels Pod. A space to fill it all. The soft, the messy, and the magic. Hey guys, I'm back. Welcome back. As I already said, um, before I get into anything, I just want to say I have like a slight headache. I don't know if it's because I'm a little hungry or if I don't know what's going on, but besides that, before we jump into it, I just want to say happy Autism Awareness Month, and also, well, not really like happy Sexual Assault Awareness Month, but it is also Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So I wanna highlight that because that is very important, especially for a space like this, where we talk about the soft, the messy, and the magic. You feel me? So, um, yeah. So if you are someone who has a child who has autism, or you have autism, or you know someone who has autism, or you have people in your family with it, or whatever the case may be, I just want to say shout out to you guys. Also, like I said, it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month as well, so we want to highlight that and, sending in love and light and just support to everybody out there who may be a victim of it or a survivor of it, and vice versa. You know, it's all love over here from the Fee Feels Pod. But we're gonna get into the episode, and this episode is titled "No Map, Just Pressure." This is something that I've been wanting to touch on. Like, it's been kind of bothering me. Not bothering me, but I've been pondering on it. Um, and I feel like it's something that other people most definitely could probably relate to, especially in the black and brown communities, like I always stress. But this is just the gist of, like, I'm 23, about to be 24. Like most of my peers, this is right now I'm taking an adult development class. My major is psychology. I want to be, eventually a psychiatrist with my own practice. But when I get my BA, I'm gonna, go into what I was gonna say, mental health counseling, while getting my master's. And so I've been taking some psychology courses, one of which is adult development, and it's very interesting. My other psychology class as well, abnormal psych. They're both very interesting because I feel like I'm learning about a lot of things that, like, I'm like either like actively going through, like stuff that I can apply to my life right now, or stuff that had happened, or like, because this age range right now, we're still young adults, but technically, according to my psychology course, young adulthood isn't really until, oh, well, it can vary, but it can vary depending on cultures and stuff like that. And so it just makes me think, like, it's just been making me think about, like, the concept of, like, people our age being just like thrown to the wolves, like, we don't really get like a manual on how to do life, and neither do our parents, so to speak. Neither do them, granted. So I understand, but I don't know, like, you would expect that, people, and I'm not just talking, like, I'm speaking from my personal experience and also things that I've seen happening in my community. And when I say my community, like people my age, that young adulthood range, either emerging adulthood, young adulthood, wherever you feel that you can categorize yourself, depending on what you got going on in your situation. It just depends. Read up on that if you don't understand what I'm saying. But, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. However, like I was saying, like, I've noticed that in my communities, like, we don't really get a lot of, you know, guidance. I feel like parents nowadays be on some like, you know, because I didn't have it all together. I had to, just figure it out. And, I struggled and suffered to get to where I am today. So you can do it. If I did it, you could do it too. And it's just like, why do your kids have to, struggle to prosper? Especially if, like, you should be able to have the tools to hand down to your children, so you could be like, even if they don't, necessarily follow your path or do things exactly your way. I always think that guidance is very important. And then it's like, they don't provide the guidance, but then, like, you're getting pressure with, like, without no direction. Like I said, like, you want results but no support, because it's like, I did it, you know what I'm saying? And half the time, like, what did you do? And this is no shade to nobody, not even to my mom or my dad, neither of them. But I'm just saying, like, I be seeing stuff on TikTok and Facebook and shit like that. You feel me? And I feel like as parents, you should always want your kids to be better than you. You feel me? So, like, what's the point of making life harder? Like, why the fuck you trying to teach me life lessons as if, like, I'm not going through shit right now that's giving me lessons? Like, you, like, bro, like, y'all gotta remember, like, we were all babies, teenagers, adults at one point. So I don't understand why, like, it's so hard for people to, like, empathize, or I don't know if I'm using that right, but, yeah, empathize with each other, because it's like, you can't put yourself in my shoes and vice versa. It's weird, because, like I said, it's more like they be expecting these, like, high expectations, but then they don't provide no guidance whatsoever, you know. And I say that because, like I was saying, like, y'all be trying to humble a bitch, humble a nigga, and it's like, why? Life is already hard. Like, you could be passing classes in real life, you know what I'm saying, and still feel underprepared. Like, I know I be feeling like going to school and like being an adult, bro. At least for me, okay? I don't know about everybody else, but like someone who's working and you have outside extracurriculars, like someone like me that's involved in community stuff, and you have a job, or your auntie and you play other roles, things like that. Or maybe you have to take care of your grandmother or your grandpa, or whatever the case may be, simultaneously, like, going to school and achieving at school, not just going to school and like passing, like just getting by, like going to school and doing well. When I say like passing classes and still feeling underprepared for life, because it's like, damn, I be at school thinking about mad shit at once, bro. It'd be hard, and like I said, the school systems don't teach you survival. You know what I'm saying? They not teaching you about all that other shit. At least, not to me. Shit. Not to me. Worse, I feel like that's supposed to start in high school. Forget college. You know what I'm saying? Those are because, you know what I'm saying? Most people don't get the luxury to still, after high school, live with their parents and not have to worry about bills, and could just focus on going to school all throughout whatever. Not everybody has the same experience. So it's like, it's just fucked up. Feeling lost, but still moving, still pushing, because I think this is just a general, like, I'm speaking in general, like how do I say it? like a universal feeling for people that's in their 20s, like, kind of feeling lost but still moving through just still moving and grooving through everything, through all the noise, still not being idle, still trying to get shit done, but like not really knowing where the end goal is at. But then you have to think about it like, damn, because I be feeling like, yo, I'm about to be 24, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy because I remember when I was little, bro, like, I remember when I was little, bro, I used to think that, like, my mom was so grown. And, you know, or like when my sisters and them got to their 20s and stuff, I used to just think that they were so old, like old in terms of like, oh, like they're grown, like, they're really mature. And to think that I'm not saying that I'm not mature, but to think that like you you could have been like 20, in your early 20s with kids and going to school, like going to college, still trying to get your degree, and you have kids and then you gotta work. That's diabolical, bitch. Because yes, I definitely feel mature, but I still am a kid at heart. So I could only have imagined, like, if I be feeling like this, you feel me? If I be feeling like this, I could only imagine like what the fuck was going through their minds. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel that goes back to my point. Why I feel is very important that we should be, you know what I'm saying, sharing each other's stories, experiences, and not just telling your kids don't do this, don't do that, but telling them why. Telling them what the aftermath could be like. It's different for everybody, but and it's good to keep an open mind, but I feel like guidance could save a lot of shit from happening. But like I said, you know, that universal feeling of like, and like, folks in their 20s feeling like, damn, life is just going by, like I should be enjoying this shit, you know. And it's like, not to say that you're not enjoying it, but simultaneously, like, you're making big decisions, big life choices, big life decisions. And yeah, but then you have to realize, like, the path ahead of you is clear. You just gotta keep going. Fuck all not knowing, what's gonna happen next. Just keep going. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, God has a plan in store for you. Trust. You just have to keep praying and doing the work, showing up for yourself, And then that's what I'm saying. Like, you start to have that's that internal conflict with yourself. But then you start to realize, like, yo, not everybody, nobody has it all figured out. It really doesn't matter how old you are. You know what I'm saying? They say that 30 is the new 20, babe. Okay. And it most definitely is. I feel like, wait till you get to your 30s to start fretting. Wait till you get to your 30s to start being like, damn, the fuck? That's when I feel like, all right, bitch. Especially as a woman, only because if you want to have kids, your biological clock starts to tick. You know what I'm saying? But black women, we could do whatever. I'm just saying, though, like, nobody want to be no old ass mom. Not me, bitch. Not me, at least. But that's all I have for y'all. If you could relate to this, share this, repost this shit. I want to see, because I feel like I be hearing a lot of shit, So yeah. But if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, tag us, whatever. You already know I'm going to drop all our information, my personal page, the podcast's page. If you have anything that you want to hear on here, or maybe you have stories that you want me to share, because I want to start doing segments and shit like that, eventually. But it's your girl, Feline. Peace.